Hi, my name is John, and this is Brandon. We're going to learn how to make green chili today. The ingredients you need for it is pork green chili. First you need pork. We use cream of chicken soup, chicken broth, and then we use hatch green chilies roasted, Bermuda onions, Anaheim peppers, serrano peppers, poblano peppers, and then all these seasonings. When you're making the green chili, you're going to want to wear gloves because the peppers, as you're cutting them, especially the seeds, are really hot. They get on your hands, you touch yourself, your eyes or something else, your nose, it really burns. So make sure you take care of yourself. Now we're going to start making the green chili. I'm going to have Brandon make it. Okay, we'll be making this in a crock pot. So in the crock pot pan, we are adding the chicken broth.
Here, let me know.
Okay, in the recipe, we use 1 whole Bermuda onion. We also use 3 large Anaheim peppers, 5 serrano peppers, and 3 large poblano peppers.
This is not safe, by the way.
Make sure you take all the seeds out of the pepper.
Except for the cilantro.
Although we're using a dicer to dice everything up, it's necessary to dice up all the peppers except for the green chilies. Those should be just sliced up into pieces and put in there. All these peppers are for seasoning.
I need a cup and a half of water, boiling water, in a pot with 3 chicken.
And while I'm doing that, Brandon's going to finish cutting up the rest of the peppers and putting them into the crock pot, and then we'll add the seasoning.
Stir it. Make sure the bouillon cubes are completely dissolved before adding it into the crock pot.
Okay. All the peppers with the water is put into the crock pot and start cooking. Then you take some of the juice,
The cup.
about 1 cup of the juice,
While it's still cold.
and this is going to be for the roux, so that you can thicken the chili after it cooks for a little while. In the roux, you'll add 9 tablespoons of cornstarch to the roux to make the roux to thicken up the green chili. Here's the seasoning, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of nature's seasoning, 2 teaspoons of cumin, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of roasted garlic and bell pepper, 1 teaspoon of chicken Mrs. Dash, 1 teaspoon of Mediterranean herb, and 1 teaspoon of garlic herb. Then you need to slice up the roasted green chilies. You clean them off. Take the top off. And rinse out the seeds. After all the chilies are cleaned out, then you need to dice them up. Okay, the green chili has been cooking overnight. It's been about 12 hours or so that it's been cooking. And now we need to cook up the pork. Put some oil in the pan And then we have to cut up the pork. When cutting the pork, you want to trim as much fat off of it as possible. And you're going to want to use 3 to 5 pounds of pork, depending on if you want a whole lot of pork in it or just an average amount. Okay, you see that the pork is now in little pieces and browned all the way through. There's still a little bit of sauce from the chili left over. That's okay, it just can go back into the crock pot. Stir the pork into the green chili. Starting to look delicious now. Now that the pork's in there, you'll want to have it simmer for another probably 8 hours. Okay, now we're going to make the roux. You dump the juice in, still cold. Mix it all up. And then after you mix it up, you dump it into the chili and let it heat, and the heat will activate the cornstarch to thicken it up.